Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the ARC. Welcome to the ARC Family Room series specifically, where we are all watching from wherever we are. We're so glad to have you with us tonight. This is, I would say, a regional favorite artist of ours. Seth Bernard is going to play for us, and it will be wonderful. For those of you who might not be familiar with the ARC, probably a lot of the audience tonight is. But if you're not, we want you to know that the ARC is a nonprofit organization, that we've been in Ann Arbor since 1965, and that we are planning to come back with whatever the new normal is after this pandemic experience that we're all in together. So within that context, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for supporting the ARC. I want to say thank you to our volunteers, many of whom are not able to do anything for the ARC right now, but there are hundreds of them. I also want to say thank you to our members. We are a member-supported organization, and our membership is sustaining and is still going on. People are still becoming members. So that's excellent. Thank you for that, everyone. Tonight you'll find a virtual tip jar. It'll be noted in your comment thread and perhaps on the screen a couple of times. And we invite you to offer anything that you would in that tip jar. This is one of the ways that we have of supporting our performers during the pandemic, and also a way that you have of supporting the ARC. The proceeds in the tip jar tonight will be split between the performer and the ARC. So thank you again for joining us. It's going to be a wonderful night. Sit back and enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Seth Bernard to the ARC Family Room.
Thank you so much, Allison. Hello, everyone. Greetings from Traverse City, Michigan. So grateful to be able to connect with you tonight in the way that we can and to stay connected with the ARC. Big thanks to Anya for having me, all these amazing women keeping the ARC going, Emily, Barb, Jenny Jones, and a special shout out to Julie. So Barb and Julie and I were all volunteers together 20 years ago when I lived in Ann Arbor. And I've been running a Kickstarter, and Julie put me over the edge to reach my goal just earlier this afternoon. So there's some ARC magic, and I feel so grateful. So I want to open tonight with a song to dedicate it to my ARC family. This institution has enriched my life so much, and I'll get into that in the show. And I know that's true for so many of you. So this song was inspired by Stevie Wonder. It's called Be Love. Yeah. Be love, be love. Your heart is full of love. Be love. It's in your nature. Your heart is full of love. With so many things to say, so many languages. What nature brings, what to do about these injustices. Be love, be love. Your heart is full of love. Be love. It's in your nature. Your heart is full of love. Yeah. so it seems. You don't have to speak to be kind. Doesn't cost anything to be loved. Be loved. Be loved. Your heart is full of love. Be loved. It's in your nature. Your heart is full of yeah, be loved. Thank you so much. I can see your comments over here. So whether you're watching on the ARC's page or on my page, I've got it all consolidated over here. Thank you so much for tuning in. And thank you all so much for your support with the Kickstarter. It's still open. We still have a few days. And I want to tell you, this next one goes out to Tony Roth. And Tony, thanks for tuning in. T-Rex. So Tony reached out to me early on in my Kickstarter. And he said, hey, I've got this guitar I could auction off for the Kickstarter. Super generous gesture. And I thought about it, and I'm like, well, maybe we could tie this into some goal, to encourage people to become a part of it and get the rewards, and then maybe we do like a youth music education. I reached out to my friend Josh Stoltz, shout out to Grow Benzie, and we got linked up with some folks in Benzie County, both adults who are involved in youth education and some teenagers who are ready to rock. And Tony and I are both going to be giving some instruments from our own collections as well as effects pedals to these Benzie kids because we reached our goal. And so with Kickstarter campaigns, it's common to be like, okay, this is my goal. And then if we get to the next tier, it's called a stretch goal. So I'm going to announce the stretch goals tomorrow. There's going to be a few of them. But the next one up is to give more instruments to these kids, to these Northern Michigan teenagers. So they need drums. So, if we get up to 20K, drum set, bass, electric guitars, distortion pedal, phaser pedal, and we'll see what else we can do just to keep giving back this gift of music that has been shared with me. So this one goes out to you, Tony. This is a title track from my quarantine album, Let Love Light the Way. Days are dark, the fuse is short, the lies online are dimming. Catch a spark, light up the dark, the turning's just beginning. Hold fast, hold strong, sing the old, old songs. My love for you is steady. Take your stand for the land, I will hold your hand. I was born for this and I'm ready to let love light the way. And I'm not going away. stay in your heart. Stay patient through aggression, through heavy weather, stronger together. We face and fight oppression. Hold fast, hold strong, sing old songs. My love for you is steady. Take your stand for the land. I will hold your hand. I was born for this, and I'm ready to let love ride away. And I'm not going away. I will let love ride away. All right. Hi, T.I. I love you. Thanks so much, Chad. Thanks for listening, Patty. That's awesome. Yeah, so this album that I have been working on now, it's called My Heart Is My Home. And I had been testing out a bunch of these new songs on tour. This is now the end of 2019. So the beginning of last year, I went into the studio in Kalamazoo and I started making this record. And when the pandemic hit, I put it on the shelf. And while I was home in March and April, I recorded Let Love Light the Way on a cassette 4-track player that Frank Youngman gave me, T.I. And it was a team effort. Hey, Bunsey, yes, I love this. This is great. We're all just hanging out, you know. Also, my associate is here too, just kind of kicking it. We'll see if there might be a little guest appearance. No pressure. So anyway, Rach, you're here too. Man, this is the best. I want to give Rachel some love for inviting me to share the stage with her. The first time I ever performed on stage at the Ark was with Rachel. And thank you so much for being so generous, always. So I made this album, Let Love Light the Way, just kind of poured out. It happened really fast. And then after a few months, as the pandemic just kind of waned on, I really wanted to get these songs out there. So we took all of this music off of the 2-inch tape machine and we started doing these remote collaborations, which have been so much more exciting and fulfilling than I had anticipated. Sending your songs to your friends across the state, across the country, across the ocean, and then getting these files back of parts that they created and recorded. And so it means a lot to me to support my friends. I believe that artists should be at the tables where decisions are made, and that creative practitioners of all kinds make life meaningful in a very real and tangible way for all of us. And so achieving this Kickstarter goal really helps me compensate everybody involved with the project. 16 musicians, 4 engineers, 2 graphic designers, it goes on and on. So I'm going to play you a couple songs from the new album, if that sounds all right. I'm going to keep going on this Martin. And these are songs that I wrote. I was on tour with Johnny Irian, winter of 2018. Cabin Fever tour. It's about this time of year, exactly this time of year, first week of March. And there was a blizzard on the eastern seaboard, and our gigs in Boston and Vermont got canceled. So we ended up just kind of camping out, and Johnny put me up in this amazing studio, which is in the top level of the Guthrie Foundation headquarters on Arlo's land. and I was surrounded by all these amazing archives and photographs of Pete Seeger and VHS tapes and cassette tapes, and it was Sarah Lee's mom's space, Jackie's space, and I wrote her a waltz, which is on the album, and I wrote these songs. And this one in particular, I really felt like I wanted to release it into the world while we're still going through this together. It's called Crystalline Pools. Carry yourself like a king. There ain't no shame in being poor. Ain't nobody else got the vibe that you bring. Just play your own game and keep your soul pure. The strength of your heart will carry you through your whole life. Carry yourself like a queen. There ain't no time to suffer fools. This world may be rough, but your spirit's pristine. Let your mind unwind in crystalline pools. The strength of your heart will carry you through your whole life. Carry yourself like a servant, leader, a servant of love, of children, of elders, able to respond to the call of the teacher, to give to the world, and keep your eyes open. The strength of your heart will carry you through your whole life. The strength of your heart will carry you through your whole life. Yeah. So in the comments, I invite you to share something that you feel grateful for. Beautiful people. This one's called Bending with the Wind. the ocean from every direction. You'll never know, and it goes to show what lives around the bend, bending with the Every human needs protection. I see my reflection. Compassion is a garden with lightning in our lives. We charge up the drive. Friendship will revive, and it's good to be alive. Life goes on, it comes and goes. Rivers flow into the ocean, every direction. You'll never know, and it goes to show what lives around the bend, bending with the wind. And I hope I've been a friend. Bending with the wind. Beautiful, beautiful gratitudes here. Yes. Thank you so much for sharing, friends. Yeah. Thank you, Sally. Grateful for you. So grateful. One of the things I'm grateful for is healing. I'm grateful to be able to think about my life, think about the future, and see things through the lens of healing. I'm grateful for my mom. She used to say it's all about healing. When I'd be going through something hard or I'd see paradoxes and injustices in the world, there's always that potential for healing. And I think about that a lot these days with all of the upheaval that we are living through in these times that we were born into. And in the beginning of the pandemic, I found myself home for the longest period of time in my whole adult life. As a touring musician, I released my first album in 2001, and I haven't been home for more than a month at a time, and that was when Iris was born. So it was really profoundly impactful for me to just be in one place, and a lot came up, and this song came up. And it's a song of healing, and it's called Sandman's Dust. And this one's on Let Love Light the Way. This is a Harmony Sovereign, found at the Women's Resource Center in Traverse City for $18. And then I put several $100s of work into it. Skilled hands, professionals, and I just love it now. And so I'm playing this one because it's a good one, but also the name of this guitar is Sovereign, and I think that's a powerful word to embrace with all of the things that we need to resist, our own personal sovereignty, our own personal agency, responsibility, choice. Here we go, Sandman's Dust. Never gonna give up on trying again, my friend. Crying like a baby 15 minutes into my meditation. temptation. Baby, give me something real, feel in my bones. I'm on a path of healing and I work from home. Hey, let's make a way. Traveling at the speed of trust, making moves on the road to better days. Hey, what you got to say? Sweeping up the Sandman's dust, making heavy dreams that won't blow away. No way. Gotta give it up to the mothers of the great-grandfathers. Learn to speak the maiden names of the ancestors. If I've ever done anything to hurt you, I'll make amends if you'll receive me. Now I'm riding on a wagon on a sober road, and I take my work with me. Hey, let's make a way. Traveling at the speed of trust, making moves on the road to better days. Hey, what you got to say? Sweeping up the Sandman's dust, making heavy dreams that won't blow away. No way. Hey, let's make a way. Traveling at the speed of trust, making moves on the road to better days. Hey, what you got to say? Sweeping up the Sandman's dust, making heavy dreams that won't blow away. No way. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Zach. Thank you, Josh, Chad. Saw so many great people. I want to share a song now that I wrote for John Prine, and this is another one that came out right at the beginning of the pandemic when I heard he had COVID and he was struggling. And I was spending a lot of time, and I am continuing to spend a lot of time in this beautiful conservancy preserve close to my home in Clearwater Township, Kalkaska County. And there are a lot of cedars and also a lot of white pines. And I was out in the swamp, and there are these beautiful white pines I was taking refuge under, and thinking about John Prine, and this song came through, and I try to put a waltz on every album that I put out. I love waltzes, and I really learned how to play my first chords, my first songs on the guitar, playing waltzes with my dad. So this is the waltz on Let Love Light the Way, and it is called White Pine for John Prine. You sprouted up from the earth so many years ago, so grateful your greatness you have come to know, and the years just flow by, rings upon rings. I'm here to sing of the solace you bring. What once was a seed has become a great tree. We sit in your shade, feeling happy and free. We've leaned on you through thick and thin. These are the times we have found our hearts in. With grace and with courage, you've weathered seasons by night and by day. You've given us a reason to believe in each other, our families and friends, to believe in ourselves, to try again and again. We've laughed and we've cried in hard times with you. You've helped us feel real by being so true. True to your nature with an eagle's view. Without your presence, we don't know what we'll do. What once was a seed has become a great tree. We sit in your shade, feeling happy and free. Lean on you through thick and thin. Grow our hearts strong for the times we live in. You sprouted up from the earth decades ago, and for your living years, you have much to show. The songs that you made, they live with the wind. They keep our hearts strong for the times we live in. What once was a seed has become a great tree. We sit in your shade, feeling happy and free. We've leaned on you through thick and thin to grow our hearts strong for the times we live in. Yeah. Grateful to be included in the Prine Tribute at the Ann Arbor Folk Festival this year. What a beautiful crew of Michiganders paying tribute to the man. And I have so many friendships that have come through the Ark, and it also made the big world small for me in a really helpful way. To be able to just kind of like break bread with Utah Phillips at the Ark before his show, or to help Greg Brown load out as a volunteer, and just feel this shared humanity with people who I had pedestalized as these folk legends, and recognize that this is a lineage that I get to be a part of, and it's a community. And communities are woven together by relationships that are built on trust and familiarity, and these are principles that just serve you well no matter what sector you're in your adult life. And so the Ark, I referred to the Ark as my alma mater in one of my Facebook posts about the show, because it's responsible for as much education as I got. As I got from U of M while I was in Ann Arbor, and I learned a lot at U of M, absolutely. So I'm going to do something now that's going to be like an intermission. This is a 60-minute show. Normally at the Ark we'd have an intermission, and you can look at the pictures on the wall, and get a membership if you don't already have one. But I'm going to play an instrumental for you, and this is called Spring Song, and we're getting some signs of spring up here. Of course, it's probably going to snow in May again, but I'm hearing some songbirds, and I'm hearing the drip drip of melting snow and ice. And this is a song I wrote, an instrumental tune that I wrote listening to the birds at my feeder last March. So I'm going to do this one for a couple minutes, and then we'll come back for set 2. Spring Song. Blessings. Sorry, I got a little distracted there because our dog was eating Iris's soup, which is not something that normally happens during a concert when there isn't a pandemic happening and everything is streaming live from home. But honey, your puppy's eating your soup, so you're going to want to take care of that. Okay, while I do my show? Yeah. Thanks, babe. Wilbur.
He's a good boy, but he's not supposed to eat the soup, man. Come on, man.
You got my elephant mug here.
Hey, that's mine, actually.
He's a good boy.
That's actually mine, Dad.
Oh, is it? Can we share it tonight?
I guess we can.
Great. I used to live in Ann Arbor, and I used to travel a lot on Greyhound bus and Amtrak train, and in my '88 Mazda called the Crystal Jacket. And this is a song that I wrote one weary morning in Ann Arbor. It was the same time of year, but it was 19 years ago, spring of 2002. And I had been on the West Coast, and then I had been in the Deep South, and then I got back to Ann Arbor late one night, and I stayed in a house over near the medical campus that isn't there anymore. Woke up in the morning, and the song was just there. The song was just like, here I am, write me, just let me be in the world. And it just came right through. And this one goes out to all the travelers out there. You're doing travels of the soul, travels on the road. This one's called Travel. Yeah, I don't blame him. The soup was there, right? It was good. You remember that truck, Rage? Oh, yeah. My amp used to fit perfectly behind the seat. And I could sleep in the back. There we go. Well, I have no one to lift me up. Don't know how to share my load. I have no lover to ease my mind, so I love the road. I have no one to show me how, but I have a guide inside. Peace is scarce in this old world. I have no place to hide. Have no place to hide. Well, I saw such beauty through her eyes. She said I had a home in her, but I walked away from those bright eyes to become a traveler. And so I'm traveling town to town, singing songs about her eyes. I travel so I know my people. Travel till I die. Travel till I die. I travel for to know the land, to learn to speak with everyone. And I will work this broken world until my days are done. Till my days are done. While we're at it, I'm going to do Overhaul. This song also has an Ann Arbor connection because one of my dear friends, Davey Rothbart, he became infatuated with this song. That was his word. And he just kept listening to it. And he was writing a film at the time, and it ended up influencing the film and became the name of the film and the theme song for the film, which still has not been released. But Davey takes his time making his films, as evidenced by his newest film, 17 Blocks, which you got to check out. It has just been released virtually. And this film started in the 90s, and it just came out, a documentary. There's going to be a virtual screening through the Michigan Theater this weekend, so you're going to want to check it out. If you just go to the 17 Blocks website, 17 Blocks the movie, you can check it out. This one's Overhaul, and I wrote this one in the spring of 2006 on a songwriting retreat on Pretty Lake, and I really feel like we have a lot of work to do to get to the root of the problems that we see in the world, and really make a shift from dealing with symptoms and harm reduction, which is really important, to really systems change, and to be very bold and courageous about systems change. So this is a song to inspire us to work for that in our institutions and sectors and communities. Overhaul. Yeah. I've been trying to shake it off. This feeling keeps following me. I've been seeing the world through a film screen, needing cleaning. I've been trying to leave them in the dust. Those shadows keep shadowing me. I've been running around with a baggage rack, need to unpack. Overhaul. Oh, oh. Well, I've been sorting and sifting now, and the film screen sprayed and washed, and the shake-offs now are slowed down again. Turns out nothing has been lost. I've been thinking in circles, the shadows right where I can see them, and the shake-offs now are slowed down looking. Turns out I'm making friends with skeletons. Overhaul. Oh, oh. Overhaul. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah. So I want to tell you a little bit about Title Track now. And Title Track is a nonprofit organization that is based in Michigan, and we have staff and board spread out around the state. And it's an organization that I founded And we were so blessed to receive the torch and the legacy of the Niatawana Research and Education Center, and to move forward with our mission of engaging creative practice to build resilient social ecological systems that support clean water, racial equity, and youth empowerment. And we really see water and equity and youth as these key pieces to overhaul, to systems change, to building a beautiful, vibrant world, and imperative. No one is free while others are oppressed, and we have these old, tired systems of oppression that are harming people all the time, still happening. And so so there's a lot to say about Title Track, and I do invite you to go to the website, titletrackmichigan.org. But one of the things that we have found a lot of success in, and also kind of a unique space in, is the fact that we're trying to engage creativity and the arts and music with everything that we do. And so there's a program that we're just wrapping up now that has been happening for almost a year and a half, a little over a year. And so we're putting together some things to share with the public about collaborative songwriting for collective liberation. And so I've been going around and doing these workshops with people where we write a song and we learn about oppression and liberation in the process. And so we talk about the 5 faces of oppression, which is really wonderful and important work framed by Iris Marion Young that I learned through Mia Henry and Freedom Lifted. And we talk about collective liberation, how our liberation is bound together. And when we tear down systems of race-based oppression, all of us become liberated. And until we do that, none of us are really liberated. And so we have to do that in all of our sectors and all of our communities and in our world as a whole. And so the creative process is a powerful way to engage with this, because there's room for everything. There's room for questions. There's room for us to put our fears and our shame and our guilt, and also to put our deepest aspirations. And so for the first time ever, I'm going to play one of these songs for you. So these are songs that were written by the people in the room. And this was made possible by a grant from Rotary Charities in Traverse City. And through some magic, I ended up doing a workshop with the Rotary Club in Traverse City, and they wrote this song called The Revolution of Love in the fall of 2019, and they were going to perform it at their 100th anniversary, this whole big choir, which got postponed, but it's still coming up. The Revolution of Love will not be postponed. It will probably be live streamed. We all get to be a part of it. So a really amazing group of folks being bold and courageous, putting their voices out there. But we have all these songs, and I want to give gratitude to Jenny Jones and to Chris Good holding down Title Track there in Ann Arbor. Chris is cutting together a sizzler reel where you get a taste of all these songs. A lot of them were written with kids. And right now we are opening, we have our 6th cohort of Understanding Racial Justice open. And this is a 5-week Zoom course for white people to learn more about racial justice. And we just finished cohort 5 last night. Absolutely beautiful, just beautiful, building anti-racist community with fellow people, fellow Michiganders, and really some powerful healing going on, and really inspiring seeing people take action steps in that way. Richie Havens told me that your responsibility is your ability to respond. So we all have that. And a lot of times for me, it comes down to the question, am I willing to do the work? And if the answer is yes, then take those action steps. So here we are with The Revolution of Love. Let me see here. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I feel the need to overcome. We all want to love someone. I fear you, and you fear me. We wear the wounds of history. our hearts and our families. Ripples run through our communities. We revolutionize our destiny. Oh, one world, nations far and near, extending kindness, erasing fear. Our code, what we desire, a revolution of love. Set the world on fire. Yeah! We come together to overcome and tear down systems of oppression. When I hear you, you hear me. We can heal the wounds of history. Yeah. Be the change, it begins with we. It starts in our hearts and our families. Ripples run through our communities. We revolutionize our destiny. Oh, one world, nations far and near, extending kindness, erasing fear. Our core, we desire a revolution of love. Set the world on fire. Yeah! One world, nations far and near, extending kindness, erasing fear. Our core, we desire a revolution of love. Set the world on fire. Yeah! Yeah! He's got the whole known universe in the palm of his hand. He's got the new device. It's never gonna be the same again. It's changing. He's got a map of Michigan in the palms of his hands. He's been selling his blood. It's never gonna be the same again. It's changing. Well, he's got this new vice. Takes up all of his time. He doesn't go outdoors anymore. It's never gonna be the same again. It's changing. It's never gonna be the same again. Oh, it's changing. And there's no other time I choose to be alive. I was made for these times. Changing, 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 happening, happening. Hey, thank you all so much. We send our love. Thank you for all of your support. I am so overwhelmed with gratitude. And thank you so much to the Ark for everything that you do. And I'll see you all down the road. Blessings and love.